bookmarks and how do we use bookmarks in Power BI. And also, you might not have used them in the Power BI service, but it's actually very powerful for end users. How do we use bookmarks in the Power BI service? But before we do that, let's jump into our free ebook giveaway. So I'll just bring up Power BI. So what I've done here, similar to how I did it last time, I've just got a random number generator, and you can see here we have 197 people registered. So I've got all your names in here. So just to show that it's been fair, I'm going to click refresh, and that will select a random number. And this winner table only contains the random number winner. So if I select here, the company of our winner is Stonington, and the winner is Diana and Dino. So congratulations, I will be in touch with you. I'll take a print screen so I don't forget. I'll be in touch with you and I'll send you a copy. Well, Packet will be in touch to send you a copy of that book. So here in my demo Power BI report, actually a bit of a, I suppose, segue. This is the data storytelling Power BI course where we take this terrible looking Power BI report and step it through the six steps of data storytelling. And end up with something that actually has meaning and purpose. So if you are interested in data storytelling, it's a half-day course that we do run. But in terms of our training today, what we want to do is we want to look at bookmarks. So to get your bookmarks, you need to go up here into the view ribbon. And you will see we have bookmarks. Obviously, filters are already there, but we have bookmarks. Selection is also useful. So if I turn both of those on, I can create. So selection, if you haven't seen this before, is all the elements on my page. I can turn them on or off, or I can change their tab order. So when people are tabbing through a report, if they use that. So that's what the selection's for. And then this is where I can use a bookmark where I can save a state of my report. So if I go over here and let's say I want to pick a year, so I pick 2014. I want to pick a particular product. I'll go Velo. And then maybe even I want to spotlight. So if I want to spotlight on this first chart here, I can click spotlight. And all that does is it highlights that chart and removes everything else. So I can save this as a bookmark. So I can click on add, and it gets a name of bookmark 1. Now, if we look at the options in the bookmark, we can see, obviously, I can update the bookmark, so I can redo it, and I'll show you how to do that. I can give it a name, I can delete it, or I can have a group of bookmarks. But the three that are interesting that I want to show you is the different options of data, display, and current page. So what I'll do is I'll just make another bookmark which has all of this off, which I should have done before. So if I unspot like that, and I'll just remove all of these, and I'll add another bookmark. So this one, just call 1, and this one I'll call 2, and I can move their order around. So 1, and I click here, 2. So what do these options do here on the side? So if I turn data off, what it's going to do is it's just going to not filter the data how I've selected. So if you remember, I have the data filtered on the year and the segment. So if I untick data box, I go data, you can see my spotlight's still there, but it's a little bit hard to see because it's spotlighted, but you can see these filters aren't being applied. So data filters are not applied if we tick that first one. So I'll tick that back on. What if I turn off display? So if I go to bookmark 1, here we have everything working fine. If I go to bookmark 2, you can see my spotlight is not being applied because display talks about the selection. So you could even, go here and start ticking a whole heap of things off as well. And number 3 is if I'm on another page, so if the user, if you're going to show them, you want to navigate to another page, when they select 2, it's going to go to that particular page. And so what I can do is I can turn that off. So current page here is unticked, and it's still going to do something on the attention page. You can see there the page doesn't change. This one it does, so I go back to 1. So if I click on here, click on 2, it's going to stay on page 2. So if you want to change things on other pages but not move your user from your page, that's what they do. So again, that was just a bit of a highlight of data, display, and current page. Now, in Power BI Desktop, obviously we have all this extra functionality, but when we move to the Power BI service, we move to the report server, we're not going to see these options here. So anything that is gray, we're not going to have an option. So what we would need to do is we need to put this into a box. So if we go to insert, and if I select a button, I can have a bookmark button. Usually I use a blank ones because I don't like this particular logo here. And what I need to do is assign something to this particular button. So what we can do is we want bookmark 2. So if I select that button, just get rid of all these because we don't need them anymore, and go to the format panel here, and I need to assign it an action. So it already has bookmark because I selected the bookmark, but buttons can do a lot of different things. They can do a drill through, as Tori showed us. It can activate Q&A, it can send you to a URL. For us, we do want it as a bookmark. And if I select the bookmark here, now this bookmark will be active in terms of clicking it. So in Power BI Desktop, I have to hold Control. And actually, I put it on the wrong page. Let's just go back to the bookmark view. Bookmarks. Turn on display and current page. And I hold Control. It will activate that and take it back to attention. So bookmarks are really good, and these ones are for your whole report. So everyone will have access to these bookmarks. And if people need to click on, in this example, I have 4 slices. We want to try to reduce the amount of clicks for them to answer their business questions via the Power BI report. So that is bookmarks in Power BI Desktop. If you've got any questions, drop it in the chat. Now I want to show you how it works in the Power BI service. So bring this across. So I'm in the Power BI service. Up in the top right here, we do have a bookmarks section. So you do have this one that says return to default. You do have bookmarks here, and you will note what we're doing before is we weren't creating a personal bookmark. So for people in your organization, they can have their own bookmarks. What we created before was more of a report bookmark. So if we have a look, you can see here, these are some I created yesterday, but I had a 2013 filter and a 2014 filter and small business. So these are available to everyone. I haven't put a button there, but they would need a button to access that unless they knew how to do this step here. And as I click, it's going to move through the bookmarks. Now, let's say, for example, we have a manager, and the manager for this particular company is only interested in Canada. And maybe they're only interested in a certain product, both years. So when a manager comes in, they don't want to have to click Canada, Velo, and maybe, let's say 2014 was the latest year. They don't want to have to click these 3 things every time they come into the Power BI service. So that is what a personal bookmark is for. So what you can do is you can add a personal bookmark. And again, this is not for everyone. It's just for the user who's logged in. And I'm going to call it manager. So it's for my manager. And I can tick the make default box. And when I tick this, it means whenever they come to this Power BI report, it will already be defaulted on this personal bookmark for this individual. So just to show you that it works, if I get out of all this, I'll go back out and jump into my test workspace, open up that report. My personal bookmark has been applied of Canada and the product and the year. So this is really handy, especially when you're handing over reports and you're showing people. I love to show them this functionality because obviously time's precious. We don't want to be clicking multiple things. So that is an option for you that you can set up in there. So obviously you can have one as default, but they can have their own bookmarks, and you can put it here in the bookmark pane for them. Also good if you're doing presentations and there's certain things that you want to present on, you can run through with bookmarks instead of you going and clicking all the various things to get to the next selection. All right. Any questions about bookmarks and using bookmarks in Power BI? Yes, I will be. So thank you for that question. I will be. So this session is recorded. I'll have to edit it and put it up, but it should be out on tomorrow, and I'll send you all an email for link so you can watch the session. All right. Well, that's it for me. So thanks everyone for coming along. We've finished a little bit early, so I'll give you 10 minutes back into your lunchtime. Again, I'm trying to run an advanced course, so do reach out if you're interested in advanced Power BI training. We do cover things like user relationships, so that is in there as well. I am running a normal beginners Power BI training end-to-end in a couple of weeks, so if you are interested, do reach out about that. But otherwise, thank you once again to our presenters. Really appreciate your time. Thanks everyone for coming with us, and hopefully see you in another quarter when we'll catch up again. If anyone does have a presentation, please do reach out. We do have one presentation for our next quarter. I'm looking for someone else. If you want to present, doesn't have to be amazing, but you can see we can learn and share and grow together. So thanks everyone for your time, and I'll hope to see you next quarter.